Okay, we're back for part two. Let's see. We're gonna skip the general manager,
and I'm going to call the regular meeting of the Trimet Board of Directors for May 23rd, 2018 to order. And we'll start with our board reports.
Yeah, we don't care about
the first board report is the
Move it up.
Reach the total equity that we were striving to accomplish. Then we can all sit back and settle down, shake hands.
Oh, we're gonna miss Sleepy, aren't we?
And know that Trimet is still one of the greatest transit agencies there is in the United States. As far as I'm
boy.
concerned.
Yeah, we're gonna skip. We're gonna skip the sock puppet.
And so consistent with the conversation we just had a little bit earlier under the public forum, their terms on the Trimet board are coming to an end. The governor has decided to appoint 3 new board members, which I believe are going through their confirmation hearing today. Is that right?
Yesterday at 3 o'clock.
Actually, I guess it's the formal action by the Senate that's going on today to actually confirm them. So it's with heavy hearts and I think some disappointment that we're going to lose 3 of our board members here as a result. So this will be their last meeting, probably.
No more Sleepy, no more Prosser, and no more Esmond.
Take a moment to read into the record 3 resolutions, which I'd then like to ask the board to
yeah, they're great. Okay, go for it.
Moment to
no problem.
And has served as a vice president of the board.
Yeah.
And whereas Dr. T.F.
Yeah, they're great.
Transportation District of Oregon.
Come on.
Board.
Yes, you're great. Now move forward.
Appreciation.
Hey, Esmond. Oh, they're giving him plaques. That's what I love about government officials. They do like to give themselves awards and plaques. And Esmond was a big disappointment. He was supposed to be the union guy. Well, he never said anything for the union, ever. Not once. So good riddance.
And then last but not least is a resolution honoring Director Craig Prosser. So whereas the Tri-County
can't wait to get rid of him.
The agency to dedicate resources
in his efforts in regards to labor and making sure.
I don't want to hear any of this.
I greatly appreciate.
Yeah.
And
yeah, here they are congratulating each other. We can skip it.
As we go, it will be better. I've enjoyed getting to know different board members,
Let's hear what he's saying.
different people of the staff. I will have fond memories of working with you, accountability committee. Great job working through that. Worked with those on CAT. Friends that have made through that, and then had a great understanding more when I had.
No, I'm not listening.
I echo what Dr.
Oh, go away.
That doesn't mean you served 4 years.
Go away. All right. Move forward.
It's been a real pleasure.
Oh, no. Is he going to cry?
Something on this board.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
I'm glad I didn't miss this.
This board and previous boards of Trimet, previous personnel, has been blessed with amazing people.
Yeah.
Certainly, the other people.
All right, yeah. We know you're wonderful, and thank God for you guys.
Hired.
Now go away. I don't want to hear you.
Things that I'm really proud of. But overall, I'm very proud of this agency.
Yeah, of course you are. You've always been the greatest. Come on. Jesus, we're not going to watch this.
honoring Elaine Wills. And I'd like to read this one also because Elaine has been involved in transportation.
Who's this?
Here for a long time. You're going to hear about it here in a moment. And this is a resolution that says, whereas the Tri-County Metropolitan Transportation District of Oregon, Trimet, and its board of directors wishes to honor Elaine Wills,
Who's she?
who has served as the executive director of Ride Connection since 1994. And whereas Ms. Wills has sustained and strengthened a 3 decades-long partnership between Trimet and Ride Connection, benefiting both agencies, and whereas she has a deep commitment to mobility and access needs of seniors and persons with disabilities throughout our region, and an undying energy in pursuing ways to improve that mobility, and whereas her commitment, her outstanding leadership, and long services at Ride Connection have directly benefited TriMet as an agency and our community. And whereas under her leadership, Ride Connection has grown immensely and become a consummate partner, providing services.
I've heard of them, and I know we don't know much about these people. Let me see here. Our vision, and blah blah blah. I don't know much about them other than I think they also have a contract with TriMet. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know enough about it.
Of which we fully rely. And whereas under her leadership, whereas Ride Connection augments our Lyft paratransit service and its bridge service that provides tens of thousands more vital transit trips each year for those in need in our community, and whereas she oversaw the development of a critical travel training program to encourage traditional...
It's interesting that this is coming because I was just having a conversation on the Twitter with, there's a small group of us over there, I don't know, 10, 12, 20, very small group that follow the material. And I was just having this conversation with, see if I can find it. Retro Lance here he is. Retro Lance. Okay, and he brought the point just today, that this nonprofit network in Portland. Let me see if I can find that tweet. I mean, it was just recently. Oh yeah, here. People need to wake up and realize that this city is controlled by nonprofits that turn public funds into crap programs that do little more than enrich a class of overpaid managers. I wonder if this is one of them.
Use of our transit services, which has helped many in our community maintain their independence. And whereas Ms. Wells has exemplified a level of commitment to our community that can serve as a model for public service, and whereas she has long recognized the impact and benefit of transit and community connections it provides, and her influential leadership has helped advance both Ride Connection's mission as well as TriMet's vision. And whereas during her tenure, Ms. Wells has shaped the course of Ride Connection and established policies and programs that maximize budgets.
See, when we start this hero, I really object to this hero worship shit, where they attribute things to these individuals. I mean, and how they've done such a wonderful job. These individuals. I don't really want to hear that. I want to hear specifically what did they actually do. I mean, I've heard of them and I know that they do some rides, but how does that actually happen? I don't know what that process is.
And brought the greatest impact to the community, and that's a positive impact.
All right, she's lovely. Moving forward.
Development Officer, and Jim Navarsky, our new CFO, because our CFO recently retired as well.
So they even have a CFO over there. So, I mean, so who? They're not some little dinky ass place. They're big. All right. They have a CFO and an executive director. Let me see who. Here's a board. Let's check their board of directors. All right. Oh, here we go, folks. Chairman of the board, retired business, realtor. He's a realtor. Executive director, I don't know, neighbors. Retired financial and contract manager, Clackamas Community. Professor emeritus, dermatology. Vicky, is that the same person? Senior, what would a board be without their without their bank? And here's an attorney. Coordinated care, community advocate for retired librarian. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I'm not trying to say they're evil people because they're all corporate, but
They will continue to work with you collaboratively as the transportation issues in our region continue to expand and grow outward. they are willing and able to help you with this rapidly expansion in the metro area as the Ride Connection piece, the nonprofit piece of the mobility picture. It's been a real honor to work with you in a career that I have loved. And in the future, as a private citizen, I will be here to share my hopes and visions for the future as well. So I look forward to continuing to be a voice in the transportation area of our region. So thank you again for this wonderful honor. I'm just overwhelmed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. I'm just looking.
So with that, is there a motion to approve the resolution on
So moved.
Elaine Wells?
Let me see.
I'll second.
You'll second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion then on this
is not
resolution? I guess I would just say, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say,
This is not supposed to be protected.
Elaine, I've really enjoyed working with you during my time on the board. One of the good things about being on this board is how you can meet different people throughout the community, and you are a shining light. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all your work. 34 years, that's just about as long as I've been married. Actually, it's over. Oops.
Let me look.
Yeah, thank you, El. And thank you for offering to come back and help out. Appreciate that.
Elaine, I have so enjoyed meeting you and learning about the role that Ride Connection provides throughout the Tri-County area. I'm just so impressed and look forward to continuing to stay in touch with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't.
I'll just say real quickly, I've mentioned before that I know young people experiencing disabilities who've used the travel training program, and I do want to highlight that in particular, that really is just a great benefit to the community, and so thank you for all you've done.
I can't see it.
Elaine, I guess I just want to say, I think I told you my first experience with with Ride Connection, which I won't bore folks here with, but it was pretty funny. But it showed me what an organization, when I learned where I was actually in the wrong place when I went to a fundraiser for her organization. But I learned that in accepting a free meal, I would learn a lot about Ride Connection and obviously financially support them after that. So it's a great organization, and you are a great partner, and you have been for many, many years. And Trimet looks forward to working with your successors in your position and continuing to provide the high level of service that you provide to those who really need it, and helping us augment our service. So again, thank you for what you've done, and I know we'll continue to do as you move forward here.
No, that didn't come out at all.
Thank you very much. So with that, is there? I'm going to call a question on the.
Okay, just a quick timeout. I have to look this up. I just want to see if there's a financial connection between them and Trimet. I'm just curious because you know my suspicious mind. Checkbook. All right, let me see what we got here. Best of the Trimet checkbook bonanza. Who's making money? Okay, here's one. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I can access it. I mean, having a strange. I can't even see it. Never mind. Hold on. Okay. Make it big. All right. Now, let's go to. What was the name of the place? Elders in Action, was it? You have to forgive me. I'm old. I'm old and I'm stupid. All right. What was I looking at here? Oh, Ride Connection. So let's just get down here and see if there's anything here. Because inquiring. See, I have all the information for all of this stuff. But accessing I've been collecting this material for years. But I was just commenting on that too on my Twitter buddies over there, how I've done such a piss poor job archiving my material. I have this huge wealth of information, and I don't know where any of it is. Okay, we're at P, so we're getting close. Look at all that Park Rose hardware. I mean, people make a fucking fortune off of this place, man. You don't really realize how much money Trimet. I have to do an update to this. Look at PayPal. Look at all that shit, man. What is Photoshop? Who knows what all that is, man? It's just, who knows? We don't know. We have no idea what it is. Okay, come on, keep going. Pens, PQ. Come on. We're still on P. We can't even get past P. Pitney Bowes, come on. Still on P. Still on P. Still on P. Oh my God, Platt Electric is, I don't know who they are, but Precision, come on. Okay. Anything here for Ride Connection? Let's look. Rockwood Water. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see. Let's see, rigging. Ride Connection. There it is, folks. There it is. You see it? Okay. There it is, my folks. Oh my God. 256. This is a 1 year, okay? 257,561,000, 292,000, 272,000, 305. You're talking millions and millions. Look at this of dollars. I knew it. I knew it. Now, who was the other one? Who was the other one that was just talking? It was Elders in Action. Let's see what they got. I don't even remember who they were, but let's. Can we go back up here just to see if there's any? Okay, so there's millions of dollars going to these Ride Connection people. Millions. So that's just, that's a that's a very big red flag. Elders in Action. It's not much though. I don't see that much here. Not much. Only 2,500 on this one. I don't know. This is a. So Elders in Action is not, unless it's somewhere else, and maybe it's on a different report. Not much from Elders in Action. So they're legitimate, I guess. I only see one check here. Let me make sure. Of course, they didn't give them a plaque. The Elders in Action. Elevator Consulting Service. Who the hell is that? Yeah, okay. We don't see much of a financial connection with Elders in Action, at least, but we sure do with this other woman. All right, now back to what we were doing. Sorry, I had to find that out. So we'll give credit where credit's due, that the Elders in Action are legitimate and not actually getting paid by Trimet, but these people do. So now we're back to what we're supposed to be covering. Sorry. All right.
On the motion, all those in favor of the motion
All right. Okay, we don't
was
care.
down 10.8%.
All right, now.
Leadership was a safety and security report that you have available to.
that you provide to
Yeah. Okay, we're happy. She got
resolution
money.
honoring Elaine Wills,
God,
signify by saying aye. Aye.
That reflects a system-wide decrease of about 1.4% over April of last year. Something I should point out on that if you go back last year at this time.
Wait a minute. This is what we want.
All right, with that, took a little longer than normal, but we'll move right on now to the general manager's report. Okay, Mr. Kelsey.
Great. Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the board, my report this morning, I'm going to cover three particular topics. The first one is just going to cover off the April ridership report. Secondly, I'd like to give you an update on my deliverables mapped out to when you hired me as your general manager and the status of that. And thirdly, we'll bring up Commander Westbrook from the Transit Police, as well as Harry Supporta, to cover off the report on safety and security report that you have available to you. So first, getting started, the ridership overall, we provided over 8 million trips in April. That reflects a system-wide decrease of about 1.4% over April of last year. Something I should point out on that if you go back last year at this time, we also had a tremendous NBA run going on, and we had a lot of extra games going on with the NBA playoffs. That unfortunately is not happening this year, but it is happening next year. We've already got it scheduled, so don't lose heart. As well as there were a few protests going on as well, which contributed to some of the ridership extra service in place. The weekly...
Yeah, they always have an excuse, don't they? I love they always have an excuse ready.
System ridership was a bit more of a dip at 2.8% compared to last year at this time. And the weekday ridership was down, commensurate around that, was around 1.6% on both bus and MAX. We did see steeper declines in our weekend ridership patterns, where bus was off on the weekends by 6.5%.
That's interesting.
And the MAX was down 10.8%.
Wow.
And a lot of that was attributed to folks coming in, going to the Trailblazers games specifically.
Maybe.
On a positive note, we did see growth on the weekday ridership on the orange line, which is the range of just over 2.3%. So still shifting patterns going on.
They have not met the first year ridership goal yet on orange line, if I'm not mistaken. It's going up, but they still haven't even made the first year ridership projection.
There, and I think has been articulated at other board updates that we're nowhere close to what others are seeing. If you look at LA and others down 10+%, I think our radars maybe is soft but not structural right now. So it's very much on the watch list. The West ridership, as we've spoken about, is one of the bigger concerns. The marketing efforts are underway, and that was down compared to last year at over 10.5%. So that was more structural.
Yeah, that's a real disappointment. Even I'm surprised at that one. I thought I figured the people that they had riding that would at least keep riding it, but they're losing riders, which is even a surprise for me.
Well, and we really need to keep an eye on that. So the marketing efforts are underway. We will have to monitor and see the degree of the results of those. If not, we'll have to look at continuous adjustments going forward there. Second item, in terms of my 100-day deliverables, last week we started our community listening sessions, and Director Simmons, Director Esmond, and Director Stovall have already joined me, even as late as last night and the night before, for the events in their respective districts. And before it's all said and done, we will co-host meetings with each director in all 7 of your districts. They've all been very diverse, they've been very different, and it's a tremendous opportunity to as Dr. Bethel remembered, to listen and to engage the community. And I'm learning a lot as I go out there personally, and look forward to continuing those in the future. But it does offer riders, non-riders. We've had elected officials participate in different ones, which is tremendous. So they need to continue. I
just want to interrupt him for a minute, because the Elders in Action, okay, I couldn't let that one go. They're a function of the city. They get their funding from the city. All right, that's the city of Portland right there. That's a city thing. Okay, that's interesting. So their money isn't coming from Trimet; it's coming from city of Portland. But that means it's a governmental unit like Trimet, so that's why they're so. Yeah, all these governmental units are, shills for each other.
It's hopefully a reasonably casual setting of two-way dialogue, and I hopefully I really look forward to continuing them. In terms of the next items up, in fact, starting tonight is our budget. We have 4 sessions coming up on that. Starts tonight and tomorrow night are 2 of those. In fact, it's not quite Hamilton, but it is sold out. About 100 slots for participants for each of those. So
you made a joke. It was actually funny.
So far, so good. In fact, we are actually adding a 5th session on to try and make ourselves even more accessible.
Yeah, I like those. I like that. I like that they're giving 1 hour. I mean, it's not enough time, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. I hope that they publish the results. I mean, they should be videotaping those too and putting them out on the internet. But of course, they're not going to do that. And the only reason they do this is because the Secretary of State told them to do it.
terms of the inputs that the community has to offer to us. So looking forward to those dialogues, and I'll give you the update on how those went at the next board meeting specifically. But to pull all this off, it takes a lot of teamwork, not only inside Trimet, but we've worked very closely with IRCO, which is the Immigrant and Refugee Community Organization, to help design these workshops. So instead of us pretending we know what's the right thing to do, we've actually engaged them right from the very start in the communities that they represent and serve to help advise us, guide us on time, slots, locations, construct, things of that nature. So really want to thank them as well for their help through this. And it's these budget ones coming up are really to give us some insights and the trade-offs that will have to go, because there's only so much revenue in HB 2017. So what are those trade-offs where people, our communities would like to make those investments? Is it electrification?
Did you see, I don't know if you saw the little, I wish I could pull that up. Maybe I can while I'm watching this. You should have seen their little tool. They call it a tool to figure out the investments, and it was like really a complicated. Everything had a little price tag attached to it, and it was all complicated. And I wish I could find that, because the little tool was hilarious, man. I'll look for that while we're listening to him.
Over the speed of service, the edge of service. We're receiving feedback on that around some people would like to see more frequent service. Some people would like to see expansion of when service starts as shifts are changing, demand is changing. So those types of service trade-offs will all be part of the conversation. We're asking people for those sessions about 2 to 3 hours of their really important, valuable time. So we're to show their appreciation, we'll be offering a light dinner, childcare, interpretation services to reduce the barriers that people will be able to participate in them. And for those who can't attend the workshop, we'll have an online budgeting tool that will be available to help guide the funding priorities for HB 17.
I found it.
And if anybody wants to take part in that, they can do that at trimet.org/future service.
Where's the tool?
As the listening sessions, as they ramp up, I will be at the very back end of wrapping up the public town halls that I'm doing as well. So we've got 7 of them to come. We're about 4 into this. The internal town halls I've been doing with staff, as again had indicated to you previously.
Okay, no, I was wrong about
6.
This is something else. You get confused with all of their workshops and online tool. They don't have it listed here, but these meetings are more like 2.5 hours, from 6 to 8:30 at various locations. So that's plenty of time. I mean, wait a minute. Here it is. Okay, I think I found it. Let's see here. All right, where is it? Okay, here it is. Here it is. Look. See how they have this? Your budget. They give you $100. Okay, you start with 0. And then they have they have you decide which one you want, and they put a price tag on it. And see this is a very good example of Trimet's surveys, by the way, because it's a fake survey, okay? Because first of all, it's way too complicated for the average person. And second of all, they've already set up the parameter. Like, they've already set up here. Let me see how how much does all this equal? So it's 20, 50, 60, 100, 115, 165, 190. So they got $200. Okay, no, it's still going 210, 220, 250, 280. So there's $280 of choices here, but they're only giving you 100. See, this is a good example of the Trimet bullshit survey. They've herded you into what they want you to do. So yeah, that's bullshit. But I mean, that's how they roll.
We'll be doing 11. Was going to do 2 policing ones, but we're combining those into one that'll happen in the early June timeframe. So not quite double what we talked about, but each one is also very different and getting some really good perspectives that I'll share with the board upon completion. On May 17th, we also just kicked off as part of my deliverables our very first expanded TEC. And so I think the first session, I want to thank John Gardner and the whole team there who put that off. So it's an expanded in terms of participation. I think the first initial feedback is there's a lot of really important work to do. I think it was very positive and in the commitment by all the participants going forward. The Subset Safety and Security Committee, which Director Simmons is going to participate in, much appreciated in advance, will be kicking off in early June as well, and helping guide what that process should look like going forward. So that's a really important committee from my perspective, in addition to TEAC. So they need to work hand in hand, and so far so good. We're on our way. As part of it, though, I've asked the committee to take on more responsibility and act as direct advisor to my office on important issues like safety, security, workforce diversity, the outreach, the community efforts. What are those game time adjustments that we need to be listening and communicating back and forth together on?
I don't know.
A couple other things that we have already underway.
Technocratic gobbledygook.
The Trimet Equity and Community Engagement Officer position. The position's been posted. It's closed off.
A Trimet. See, they have a new bureaucratic. Why do they have that? I mean, that's another. Why do you need that? Trimet. Yeah, that's bullshit. Waste.
I think John Gardner has received a tremendous number of applications for this, so we're really excited to get that person hired in place and going. So it was an additional investment in community outreach. And again, we'll monitor going forward if even a further amount is needed as an investment.
Oh, yeah, so they want more.
There's also an equity assessment going on, so we're working on contract with Margaret Carter and also Dr. Bev Scott, who's well renowned in the industry,
Bev
to do an industry comparison as opposed to local.
Where have I heard that name? Bev Scott. Who is that? Oh, come on, we're not. Well, I have to take a break here. I'll reply to him in a little bit.
Comparison around how does Trimet stack up on its equity. So that report will be coming to you. It's due at the end of August. There's a date scheduled in September. It's the only time that they both can meet, because Dr. Bev Scott will have to fly in, and we'll present those results to you. I think it's at the September 12th special board meeting we'll be having. So excited about that. One of the other items is also introducing, through Dee's team's working on, is the development of the organization's first formal risk registry. So we're going to be developing and introducing a whole risk registry approach to managing risks in the company and the organization going forward. So that's a new initiative. It's underway, and I'm on target to have that completed by the process mapped out and such, probably by the end of this calendar year for you. So excited that it's going to help the organization inform not only our financial plans, but also our corporate business strategy overall, all subsets of the strategic approach to the business. So I'll pause there. I have a third one that I'll bring up maybe at this time. Commander Westbrook and Harry Supporta. But if there's any questions on any of the first two items, happy to answer anything you might have right now.
Questions for the General Manager?
I have a quick question. So with the listening sessions that you're holding with the members of the board, mine is the last, so it hasn't taken place yet. How are you capturing that information so that it can be put to good use?
A great question. What we'll be doing, the board member and myself will be fielding questions, managing the dialogue, and we have some of our own staff actually taking copious notes at each of the sessions. We'll be compiling those notes. We'll distribute them amongst the board members themselves upon completion of it all. So
he didn't say he was going to distribute it to the public, so fail.
Capturing it all. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so moving along, in just a couple days, as one of the public delegations mentioned, Trimet, the Hollywood Boosters, and Hollywood Neighbor Association will be hosting a commemoration of the heroism in the community at the Hollywood Transit Center, as was indicated earlier, this Saturday. It's 1 year from the tragic events that happened on Max at Hollywood. I will be in attendance. That was one of the questions that was asked. Was anybody coming? Yes, I will definitely be there. It was our most violent in Trimet history, and never to be repeated.
Never to be repeated.
But as we now turn to our annual report, our overall report on safety and security and the crime offenses for 2017, not only is the attack amongst those offenses, we believe it raised significant awareness and awareness amongst our riders overall. It really was an activator in this community. We always say, if you see something, say something. And last year we did an increase in reported events, but to join us now to present the report will be Commander Westbrook. This is the first time that Trimet, this will be the police's report directly to the board, not Trimet staff, but Harry will also respond with also some of the actions that management has underway in managing some of the figures you'll see in the report.
All right, we're not going to go into this right now. A fairly uneventful general manager report, nothing spectacular there. Probably much more to watch coming up after this, but we're not going to do it now. We'll come back to it another time. Cut.